Hello guys, it's me again, Hayatin Nufus. Today I would like to present my article that I have read and make a review. So as you can see, this is a 10 list of my article that I have review and read. And the review is contains about, the first one is content of article. This is including like a purpose, methodology, and the finding. And the next is benefits for readers. And the third is strength and the weaknesses of article. And after I make the review of my 10 article, I will explain about the connection between those articles. Okay, the first one is students and lecturer perception of the implementation of direct method in EFL classroom. A case study in tertiary level by Faris Al-Hazmi and Nandan Sulengkawanati. So the purpose of this article is to explain what students and lecturers think about using a DM direct method in English classes at university in Indonesia. So they use a qualitative study with interview with one experienced lecturer and open-ended questionnaire from 41 students of the first year, and they find that the 61% of students had difficulty with English only teaching, and the 83% still understood the lesson and liked the method. They also argue that success depends on students' readiness and teaching strategy. So the benefits is this is give readers practical insights into English instruction, and the second one is this is helping educators and students understand the benefits and the challenges of the DM's direct method. So the strength is this is present about a balanced view by combining students and lecture perspective, and they also use pie chart to show data effectively. And the weakness is the study has a limited sample size and it is focuses on only one institution, so the findings might not represent broader EFL context. So the second one is issues in teaching speaking to EFL learners by Siham Baudar. So the purpose of this article is discuss the challenges of teaching speaking in EFL. It argues that speaking requires linguistic, strategic, and pragmatic competence. So the author used reference-based paper methodology because they use past studies and language teaching theories, and it finds speaking is complex and needs more than grammar and vocabulary. It also needs strategy and awareness of how to use language. So the benefits of this article is help teachers, researchers, and English students understand how to improve speaking instruction. And the strength is this is theoretically rich and clear because this is drawing on well-known scholars. And the second one is the article explain the important points about teaching speaking well. And the weaknesses is this doesn't include real classroom examples or student results. And the second one is this is focus on theory, so this is lacks of practical or tested result. And the third is Sorry I Can't Speak, but by Diana Purwati, English teacher challenges of teaching EFL speaking in an Indonesia vocational high school sector. And the purpose of this article is to discuss the problems that English teachers face when teaching speaking in Indonesian vocational high school, and they use qualitative methodology, interview with 4 English teachers in Indonesian vocational high school regarding the challenges that they face when teaching speaking. So they find that the biggest problem are student language ability, confidence, and school support like facilities and training. Now, the benefits of article is this is helps English teachers, researchers, and students understand real classroom issues like low student confidence, poor vocabulary, and lack of school support. And the strength is this is based on real experiences from teachers. This is easy to understand the challenges and what the solutions. And the third is this is helpful tips for teachers and school. While the weaknesses is they only for teachers that interview by them, and the second one is may not show problems in other schools. The third is no student perspective included in the study. The next is differentiated instruction, challenges and opportunities in the EFL classroom by Mardatila and Suharyadi. So the purpose of this article is to discuss how DI different instruction can be used in EFL classroom. And methodology, they use methodology reference-based paper because they use past research and previous studies, and they find that DI can improve student motivation and performance, but needs time, training, and teacher commitment. So the benefits of this article for reader is this gives a clear explanations of differentiated instructions. And the second one is this is shows how the AI can improve learning by meeting students' individual needs. And the strength is this is easy to understand and well organized. And next, use many studies to support the ideas and give strategies that teachers can implement in their classroom. So the weaknesses is the article doesn't show how the AI works in actual classes, and this is could be better with real teacher or student experiences. And the next is direct method in language teaching, a literature review of its effectiveness by Andi Muhammad et al. And the purpose of this article is to evaluate how effective the direct method is by reviewing studies from different countries. And they use combining qualitative and quantitative methodology using data from many studies in Western and non-Western setting. And they also use literature review. So the finding is the direct method works well for natural learning and student engagement, but its success depends on teacher ability and classroom conditions. And this is also the benefits of this article. This is provide helpful teaching strategies for teacher, show how DM can improve learning by meeting students' individual needs. And the strength is includes studies from many countries and situations. And this is also combine classroom ideas with language theories. And the weaknesses is most studies review only show short-term results, and the article doesn't show if the method works over time. So this is the weakness and the strength. And the next is the benefits of flipped classroom model for EFL learners by Christophorus Gustian et al. So the purpose of this article is to explain the benefits of using the flipped classroom model or FCM in EFL settings. And the methodology is they use quantitative, use survey with two groups like control and experimental before and after FCM was applied. And the finding is FCM improve learning by reducing anxiety, increasing student engagement, and helping teachers manage class time better. So the benefits is show how FCM helps students to better motivation, and for teacher is with classroom interaction and time. They also give new ideas for making classes more interactive, and the strength is they use a real student result to support the argument, and the second is they put the conceptual diagram that helps reader understand easily, and the weaknesses is this focus only on short-term effect in one setting, and I think this is needs more variety in participants or school type to broader result. So the next is Prospect and Challenges of Communicative Approach in EFL Context by Ebisa Bekel Abate. And the purpose of this article is to explain the benefits and problem using communicative language teaching or CLT in EFL classroom. And the methodology is use reference-based paper. They find that CLT works best when teachers are well trained, teaching fits the culture, and the education systems support communication goals. So the benefits that we can get from this article is this is help teacher and policymakers understand how to use CLT better. This is gives useful ideas for teacher training and classroom planning. So the strength is this is based on many expert resources and past studies, and this is also useful for practice and help in both classroom and academic settings. So the weakness is they doesn't include original research or classroom studies, and I think this is too general because the findings apply to many countries but not specific to any one place. So the next is Artificial Intelligence and English Classroom, the Implication AI Toward EFL Student Motivations by Adolfina M.S. Moibeka Nur Syariatin et al. So the purpose of this article is to explore how AI affects student motivation in EFL classroom. And they use a qualitative methodology by surveying questionnaires from 25 high school students, and they also use literature review, and they find that AI helps motivation through features like personalization, quick feedback, and gamification, but teacher presence is still very important. And the benefits of this article is this is how teachers and researchers understand how to use AI to support language learning. And this is also gives ideas for using AI tools like games and apps in the classroom. So the strength is this is use self-determination theory and social cognitive theory to explain about the motivation, and they also give a practical how AI can be used in real classroom, like gamification, feedbacks, and others. So the weakness is they only use 25 students were involved in this study, which is this is a small sample, and they also short-term study doesn't show long-term effect of using AI. So the next is modern method of teaching foreign language by Oybek Rasho. So the purpose of this article is to explain modern method for teaching foreign language like CLT, TBLT, CLIL, flipped classroom, project-based learning, text tools, and games. So they use observation, surveys, interviews, and action research methodology by teachers. And the finding is modern methods are good for learning and motivation, but teacher need training and some students lack tools or internet. And the benefits is this is give clear ideas on how to teach English use modern ways. This is also help reader to understand how to make language learning more fun and effective. And the strength is this is easy to understand and show how to use method in class. And this is also cover many techniques like from CLT to games and technology. And the weaknesses is they doesn't put the graphs or picture to support the text. They doesn't show full example from specific classroom, and this could be improved with real-life result or success experience. And the next is reading approaches practice in EFL classroom, a narrative review and research agenda by Ali Z, Papanadan ST et al. So the purpose of this article is to explain different reading method in EFL classroom like like intensive reading, extensive reading, and the combination of both. And the methodology they use is reference-based paper. The author reviewed many studies from 2010 and to 2020. And the finding is intensive, extensive, and mixed reading methods can help improve English skills, but more study is needed on the combination method. So the next is the benefits of this article. They give new insight like example from past studies to support ideas, and this is also useful for students like me who learning about English reading methods. And the strength is they clear explanation because this is easy to understand how each method works. They also put the table and comparisons, and it shows that each study focus on their method and result. And the weakness is they only include studies up to 2020, and this is not enough info on mixed method because I need more real examples or results. So after all article, 10 article I make review, I will tell you about the interconnection of those article. Okay, the first one is AI flip classroom and teach-based method help makes learning more fun and personalized. And some article talks about how teach speaking like DM, CLT, and other about reading like intensive and extensive reading. And the next is teachers need training and good strategies to use these methods well. So the common issues mention that many articles mention problems like low students' motivations, big classes, lacks of tools, and school support. Okay, that's all from me, my article review. Thank you for listening and watching. See you.